Hello, I wanted to just share this app that I wrote designed for one-handed text editing. The basic idea behind it is that the keyboard is mirrored down its middle, so T and Y, R and U, G and H, and so on, with the exception of B, which is the same whether you're typing with your left or right hand. And the basic premise of it is that, say you type in put with your right hand, so you just type in P-U-Y, and you see here that it converted from P-U-Y to put. The same with if you type with your left hand, that would be Q-R-T instead. It again gets converted into put. And the reason that works is because even if you build up your dictionary to be, say, Q or P, R or U, and then T or Y, most of the time it's going to just come up with a single option. Looking at the 5,000 most common words in contemporary American English, 93% of those words are unique if you do this A or B, C or D type dictionary creation. So what about the other 7%? Well, let's say you type in D-E-N, which is V. So you type in D-E-V, but say you meant dev, or maybe you meant din, or kin. What you can do is change the mode. You see here we're in insert mode, which is essentially more or less the default text editing mode, aside from this whole word conversion thing that's going on. But you change with Control I or Control E if you're using your left hand over into word check mode, and this essentially completely changes what these letters do. They're used for, say, navigation, word changing, etc. So, say we're typing with our right hand, we use H to go over a word, H to go over a word, L to go right a word, and the same with your left hand. And so you see it's highlighting green here, and that means that we've got the default word selected. And what you can do is you can go up or down and cycle through other word options. And you see it's now yellow, which means you're on a non-default word. Let's see, dev, din, div, ken, kin. Let's say I'm writing a, I don't know, genealogy. I want to use kin a lot, so I can select kin. And now with O, you see it's green now, which means it's the default word. So let's say I type that in again, and I switch back to insert mode. So D-E-N, and now it's switched to kin. I don't want kin as my default, so let me change that back. Oh, and I also have capitalized options for if you want a capitalized word. Let's see. Den. Okay. And as far as features go, it has, I guess most of the basic features you'd expect from a text editor. New files, open recent, save as, print, undo, redo, find and replace. The find and replace works exactly. It doesn't do any sort of coercion because that would be messy. So you have to type in exactly D, E, or whatever. So replace it with, I don't know, T, U, sure. Alright, so we got one match, replace, and we're done. And you can zoom in or zoom out. And okay, another thing that can happen is, what if you have a word that isn't in a dictionary? Or you have a word that you don't want in your dictionary. You can add or delete words to your heart's content, provided they make sense. Let's see. Begin. Okay, so this fuchsia color here indicates that the word is not in the dictionary. So let's see if we want to add a word. You have to type this in exactly. Embiggen. Okay. So now we see it's in the dictionary. So now if we type in, let's see, Embiggen. Oh wait, in the wrong mode. Okay. Embiggen. Embiggen. And since that's not actually a word, let's remove it from the dictionary. And we see it's no longer in the dictionary once again. If you noticed, I have this Markdown option. If you're unfamiliar with Markdown, it's essentially a formatting option that's commonly used on websites for just like easy, batteries included text blocks. So let's say I wanted to type in a title. Hello, and then have some bold text. You can see what this looks like with the Markdown viewer. So here's what a title looks like. Oh, that's italics, never mind. Bold. It doesn't automatically update because that bogs things down if you have any sort of decently sized document. Okay, now it's bold. And what else is there to discuss? Currently I just have the plain text editing and the Markdown view that covers 99% of what I need it for. There's a lot more that goes into making something as advanced as Word, and I personally didn't have any use for most of those things. And there's something else I wanted to say. Can I pause? I can't pause. Okay. Oh, yeah, I wanted to just give a demonstration of how this works because you're probably wondering, well, how easy is it to learn? It's surprisingly easy to learn. I haven't spent more than, I don't know, maybe 10 hours using this, and I'd say I got up to speed using it in a few hours for the course of a few days. So let's do a little demonstration here. Let me open up a book so I have something interesting to say. This is from Ayawadi on Top. So let's see. Despite what Christmas Okay, so this word's supposed to be Ipswich, which unsurprisingly is not in my dictionary. Let's say I plan on using Ipswich in the future. There. Often annually Okay, So developed isn't in the dictionary. Let's add a word. Okay, so that's just a basic demonstration of how it's used. You can see I only had 2 issues, one with Ipswich, which, I don't know, who would put that in their dictionary, another with developed, which is a past tense, which is something that is an inherent issue with the dictionary that I have, which I'll get into in a moment, and I had to change would to world, and otherwise every other word I typed was the word that I wanted to type. But the issue with the past tense is that this dictionary is comprised, I mentioned the 5,000 most common words earlier. That's because there's this, I guess, lexicographer at BYU who's compiled this list of, it's very extensive, but he provides for free the 5,000 most common words, and so I used that and built off it with other supplementary word sources. And he has a list of 100,000 most common words, which he sells for $300. I did not want to spend $300 in order to get these words. And so I have to deal with issues like having developed but not developed, and then just adding it when I come across it. And as far as using this constructively, I would say that one other thing that you would probably want to invest in is this is Carabiner Elements, which lets you change around where your hotkeys are. So let's say you're typing with your left hand and you don't want to have to reach over to the backspace button all the time. Well, you can say, put your, wherever, I don't know what that thing's called, tick, and say that that's now your backspace key. And then so now when you hit this key, it'll actually just call the backspace. And similarly, if you're on your right hand, you might want to map the tab key to this slash key, which people hardly ever use, and then you can move that to be hidden somewhere else. Another option you can use is Ukulele, which lets you completely remap your keys except for these modifier keys. Another thing you can do, which I haven't really tried out very much, dang it. Tried out much myself is, where is it? Start dictation. Is it working? Nope. So with dictation, you can just speak the words that you want, and go back over and edit it more easily with this than you would with a regular text editor. Period. So yeah, that was probably, I guess that demonstrates my issue with the dictation, is that it's just kind of like not quite good enough. I feel like you get better results on my phone than I do on the computer. But I still feel like if you want to just speak, it's easier to go around. Oops, wrong way. And just edit it like this, and then, I mean, you're typing much less, and you just have to deal with how comfortable you are with the dictation and how it reads your voice. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and hopefully some people might find this interesting and potentially useful.